Q&A and ask us questions, you're more than welcome to. Today, our two hosts are Matt and DeQuazy. DeQuazy has his YouTube channel, The Commentary Empire.
Yes,
You
I
guys
do.
should check him out.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No problem. So we are live, and we are going.
All right.
Everybody.
So let's just go ahead and start off here with Matt. I haven't got Mac's backstory at all. We've been talking to. You wanted to be called DeQuazy? Is that really what you want to be called?
Yes, I do.
Is there like a reason behind that?
Actually, there's a pretty funny reason about that because when I first got onto YouTube, my name, I was big into Halo. My name was XX Spartan DC XX. That was my name.
What does DC stand for?
It's my name, Daquan Cole. I just put the DC in there to do it. And then after a while, I had a friend who came to me on Xbox. His name's Krabby Jeffrey, aka the guy who lets his cat lick his balls. And he pretty much was like, hey man, you need to, you're Daquan and Wazy. I don't know if he was high or something, but he was like, Daquazy, do it. And at first I was like, no, thank you, sir. I'm not gonna do it. But after a while, it kind of clicked, and I did it. And this is my 4th YouTube channel.
Did you say he let his cat licks his balls?
His cat, like one time, he
Hold
caught
up.
me on-
I'm gonna throw some bullshit out there. Cats' tongues are like rough.
Yes, this is exactly what I said. So what happened is that he sent me he was calling me on Skype. We were going over stuff. We were gonna get started doing a YouTube stuff. We were looking at easy cap settings, and he comes on, and the only thing you can see is like from his waist up, right? But then I hear like this like licking sound, and I'm thinking like maybe that's just his dog drinking some water and stuff. I'm like, what's going on, dude? And he's like, dude. I just went for a run, and every time I go for a run, my cat likes to lick my balls. And honestly, I was like, I don't want to know that. And then he tilts the camera downwards, and this cat is literally just sitting there, licking this man's balls. And he's like, I try to push him away, but he keeps coming back, so I just let him do it. I don't care.
He's after the salt.
Yeah, the ball licking is from the salt, from the sweat.
Yeah, the cat wants the salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not friends anymore, so.
Why aren't you friends anymore? Because he has a stray cat fetish.
No, it's just that every time I talk to him, he would like make these like sounds. So I'm thinking like his cat is still like licking his balls every time I talk to him. Like, hey man, can we have a normal conversation right now and not have your cat licking your balls? That'd be greatly appreciated.
All right, that's Daquan Cole, and we got Matt as well. What do you got for us, buddy? Like, what's your story?
Basically, I've been a baseball player my whole life, but that's changed now. I'm in college, majoring in IT, so.
What did you just not make the cut, or did you decide to change?
Well, I
what's the
actually
deal there?
last semester to go try out for a community college team in Arizona, but sadly got cut, so moved back home.
You just took one cutting? That's it? You gave up on your dream like that?
I mean, it wasn't just that. Like the reason I got cut, my arm's just like it's done. I mean,
Oh, you're a pitcher.
Yeah, if I throw anymore, I'll probably have to get Tommy John. I just don't see it.
How old are you?
19.
19, have to have a Tommy John surgery? Like, what did you do? Throw a lot at practice?
As a kid, I played a lot of like All-Stars and travel ball, so basically I played year-round, and there's like no breaks.
How tall are you?
And now that I'm about 5'11", 6 foot.
Oh boy, you would never made it to the majors anyway.
No, that's not necessarily true, man.
All right, how many pitchers you know under 6 foot that pitch?
Tim Hudson. Who else I got?
Tim Hudson's 6'3".
Tim Hudson?
Yes. I'm a Braves fan. I know how tall Tim Hudson is.
That's true. But no, there's plenty of guys that are under 6 foot, man. You don't have to throw 95 anymore.
Well, I mean, Jamie Moyer doesn't throw 95, but that's the only guy I can really think of that doesn't consistently throw at least the low 90s.
True. I mean, if you want to get Scott's attention, you got to bring it. But yeah.
I mean, because of the day and age, if you make a mistake nowadays, guys that normally would have a fly ball put it in the outfield, put it in the bleachers. That's because of all the big old. Everybody now is like, these big guys. I used to go to a gym called ISI, and they did a lot of like baseball trainers for like colleges around here.
Mhm.
For like, the schools around Conway are just huge with sports. Conway High, Marble County, big sports area where I'm from, at least high school level.
Yeah.
And like all these guys out there with the baseball team, and they're sitting there running sprints, doing agility tryouts, doing all this, and I'm like, why do you do this for baseball? Baseball, in my opinion, is one of the least athletic sports. You don't need like explosive energy like you would in a football game. You don't need to be able to run forever like you would in like a soccer game. You don't need like basketball. You're running back and forth on the court. With baseball, you kind of just stand around, and like you have to be able to explode to go get the ball, and you have to be able to throw it nice and hard. But I think they overdo the training. Like they put these guys, make them like these Ironman athletes, but when reality, the number 2 guy on the home run list was a black guy that didn't really work out that much.
Well, I think I'd agree with you. Like, if you're talking about like players on the field, but pitchers, man, they got to work out so hard. Just from like experience, you got to work your legs so much just to have stamina to be able to even go.
You ever see a Nolan Ryan documentary?
Yeah, dude, that guy freaking pedaled bikes after he pitched in games until he puked.
Dude, yeah, but see, Nolan Ryan, he pitched a long fucking time.
Yeah, but that dude's got like superior genes, man. You can't like compare all baseball players to Nolan Ryan.
All right, let's do Babe Ruth.
Okay.
He drank beer and ate hot dogs. That was his workout.
He drank beer, smoked cigars, smoked cigarettes, probably did some drugs that we don't know about, and slept with women. He was a womanizing partier.
I'm not trying to say that you don't need to work out. Yes, obviously there's some level of physical conditioning you can do, but the way that people treat baseball nowadays, like where they pretty much have to be a WWE superstar to try to hit a home run, it's like, come on now.
Babe Ruth wasn't.
I agree with you though, because one of my teammates on my high school team last year, he got a freaking private trainer just to help him, because he had a full ride scholarship to go to a college, but he was looking to get drafted by the Royals. And yeah, he just trained so much, and he got overstressed out, in my opinion. Baseball consumed him.
There's Todd Manekovich. You guys know what I'm talking about? The guy that was he played for
the Raiders.
Southern California State, and he played for the Raiders.
Yeah.
His dad overtrained himself to go to the football majors, and he blew himself out, and so he didn't actually make the cut in the NFL, and that's why he basically pushed Todd as hard as he did, and Todd ended up getting derailed later because he turned out to be a horrible quarterback after the college level. I don't know. You can overtrain, and I feel like a lot of guys in baseball overtrain, but I think they do it for the wrong reasons. A lot of people are looking to be that guy to get signed with that $1.3 million bonus compared to the guy that makes $120,000 a year that's maybe batting seventh.
That's nothing to scoff at either, man. I'll take that
120 a year. I don't know. I mean, that sounds like good money, but at the same time, they travel every other goddamn day, so they live on airplanes.
You talk about like minor leaguers.
No, I'm talking about like major leaguers. Like let's say you're a utility shortstop for the Kansas City Royals. All right, you got 3 home games. Then after those home games, you got to do some kind of working out or some kind of conditioning, and then you got to get on a fucking plane, fly 8 hours to, say, Anaheim. You're going to have to face the fucking Angels, play 3 games there, do all your working out after the game. Then you got to eat, live in a hotel, get back on a plane, fly back to Kansas City.
Definitely a lot of travel.
Lots and lots of travels. Like every 10 days you're going somewhere else.
All right. Daquan, you said you had an interesting story about a shotgun in your face?
Yes. So I used to live in this place called Vero Beach, Florida. They called it Zero Beach, Florida, because there was nothing to do there. And pretty much one day, there was this girl who came in my class. I looked at her. I thought she was nice. Tried to go up to her, try to spit some game to her. Eventually,
let's slow it down here. What'd you like about her?
Honestly, I loved her hair, loved her eyes.
What about her hair? Come on, let's get some detail here.
I'm not trying to go too detailed because I still talk to her somewhat now. But
does she not think that? Obviously, she knows you like her.
Well, yeah, she knew I liked her back then. But now she's married and it's a whole bunch of BS though. But I liked her, really wanted to talk to her, really want to get to know her, so I went up to her in my gym class, and she came from a rival school, of the school. So she just transferred into our school, and I was asking her, oh, about Sebastian High. Oh, they suck. Oh, this. And so she got really defensive, like, oh, don't you go messing with me. And I was like, oh, no, we win. So then I kind of like built that relationship with her. And eventually I like worked up the nerve to ask her out. And then she's like, okay, you know, but you have to worry about my father. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. I've done with people's fathers before and everything like that. And we would like, you know, talk in school, you know, like kiss, hang out, stuff like that during school. But I haven't actually been to her house. So one day I called her house, and her father picked up. And so as you probably can tell, I don't sound like the stereotypical African American person due to the like.
Are you actually considered African American, or don't you have to like put other on the box?
Yeah, actually, it's there was actually a big controversy about it because like when I was in school back in Florida, there was like 2 boxes. It was like black, white, this, only pick one. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't, because I can't pick one because I'm both. I can't do this. And so my teachers were like, oh, just pick black. I'm like, but my dad's white. Like, I don't know what to do. So then
they didn't have the other box?
They did not have the other box at all. It was just black, white.
Like, do you normally check the other box?
No, I usually check the other box. Or it says
what do you put in there? Like, what do you put in there?
Usually they say it says black, white, Latino, and you know like Asian Pacific Islander, and then it says either it says check all that apply or other, just in case you're like some like random thing that no one knows about. So normally what I would do is I would just say, you know, check black, check white, and go. And so when I got that test, I put both. I was like, whatever, I'm both. And then my test got invalidated because they didn't think I was who I was. Because I chose more than one. It was like a legitimate thing. Everyone had it, and everyone was like talking about it. But
okay,
yeah.
so you called the father. How'd the father react to you?
Okay, so pretty much he answered the phone. He's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hello, sir. You know, how's it going? You know, I would like to speak to your daughter." He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm her boyfriend. I'm gonna be at your house next weekend. I just wanted to, you know, call, talk to her, make sure everything's fine." And he was like, "Oh, you sound like a nice boy. What's your name?" I was like, "Oh, my name's Daquan." He's like, "Daquan?
What, Daquan?
That's a nigger's name." And I was like,
What'd you say?
No. He's like, "Daquan, that's a nigger's name." I'm like, oh God. Sir, I'm sorry. And then boom, he hung up on me.
How did that make you feel? Like, did it make you feel weird? Like,
no, because this is after I've been dealing with.
Did it give you no anxiety?
No, I didn't have any anxiety, but my dumb ass was like, you know what? Let's go back and go be with her. Like, I should have just stayed away from this girl. But then the next week, my friend drops me off, and he gives me the look as I'm walking up to a house, like, "You're gonna die, man. I'm gonna miss you." Like, he gives me that look. And as I walk up to the door, I knock on the door, and then the curtains, they come up. I see someone look out, come back, and then he opens the door, and he's like, "Oh, come in." So I walk in, and it is I'm not trying to be stereotypical.
Yeah, hold on. I'm picturing a guy with like a Von Dutch hat.
Oh my God!
Like a mullet.
He had the thickest Southern accent in the world. That had me yes, and I was totally respectful. I was like, "Yes, sir." And then as soon as I came in, right, I came in, and he went and he sat down and he picked up a shotgun, right, and then he had a shell in his hand, right. He tossed it at me. I let it drop because I didn't know. Was I supposed to catch it? I don't know. He's like, "Listen, boy, I see you messing with my daughter here. You need to back off her." And I was like, "Sir, but I really care about you." He's like, "Listen here, you nigger." I was like,
I need an adult.
He pointed it right at me, and I was shaking, okay, and I look around, and then that's when she comes out, and she's like, "Dad, stop," all this other stuff. And then finally, his wife was more progressive, and she was like, "All right, let him stay for dinner and stuff like that." So
did you eat dinner? I wouldn't be eating dinner.
I'd be gone.
Honestly, she looked so nice. I'm sorry, I had to stay for dinner, and we had we had pizza that night, and they ordered out, and as I'm sitting there eating the pizza, my hand is shaking because you would think that I would sit next to my girlfriend, but no, I sat right next to him. And he was looking me in the eye the whole time as I'm trying to eat this
pizza. That motherfucker's eating pizza, being like.
and I'm trying to eat it, and he's looking at me like dead straight, and then he asked me,
You
he's
like that rap music, boy?
Oh yeah, oh my God, he did. But do you like? And then I thought he was joking. He's like, you listen to that nigga rap? You listen to that? And I'm like, I don't. Sorry, I don't. And then after that, I was like,
man with ass hats. What is it? What do you kids say?
At the end of it, I just ended up leaving after a while. But believe it or not, I actually did end up having sex with her, and that's a whole different story.
Hey man, after all that you went through, you should have at least.
Yeah, that's the least you should
You
have
should have
got.
had sex with her on the table.
Let me just set the mood of where it happened. So she lived down the street from our school, and I couldn't have sex in my house because my mother's always home, and she babysits like her brother and sister. So she lives in a dead end, which I should have thought was a terrible thing. And what ended up happening is that one day after school, she's like, we can go do it. And I was like, do it? Us? Yes, pussy? This? She's like, yeah, that can happen. And I was like, oh, yes, finally, I did it.
You grab her hand and start running with her?
Oh yeah, I was gone. Like my friends were like, "Get on the bus." I'm like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna have some sex." And we were like running. And then finally, we got near her house, and she's like, "You need to wait. You need to wait a little bit. You need to wait a little bit so I can go in and tell the other babysitter to leave, so I can take over the children. Put them in their room and stuff." And so I was like, "I'm fine, okay." And so I stand outside, right, and then I see like her neighbors, like looking out the window, like getting all concerned, and she, like I said, she lives in a dead end. And then I was like, all right, fine. So then she weighs me in. I go in there. I do the deed. I go home. Cool, right? First time. Second time, I walk in there. I walk in her neighborhood, and I go inside, right, with her, right? I'm undressing, taking off my shirt and stuff. The phone rings. She answers the phone, and it says, she's like, "It's for you." I'm like, "It's for me? How do they know it's there?" She hands me the phone. It's her father. He's like, "I give you 5 seconds to get the hell out of my house, or else I'm gonna be there." And I was like, "Oh no, he's not. It's a cul-de-sac. There's only one way." All right, and then all of a sudden,
I've been like 5 seconds. That's not enough time. I need at least 15.
Exactly. And so I'm like panicking, and I'm like, what do I do? So I walk out the door, right, and I see nothing. And that's what I'm scared. Like, how did he know I'm here? Right? And I start to walk. Then I hear a big horn behind me. It's him. He's in the truck. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I look behind, and I look at him, and I try to I don't know why I waved at him, but I was like,
You waved.
I waved at him, and then I started running, right? And then he started chasing me with the truck, and we're in a dead end, and I'm running, and I finally make my way to the school, and I call my friend Joey. I'm like, Joey, you're gonna need to come pick me up, man. He's following me, he's chasing me, man. He's gonna get me, man. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be one of those black kids on the news and the Trayvon Martin. I'm face, I don't know what to do. And then my friend pulls up to the school. I run, I jump in the back of his truck, and we drive off. Sorry guys, it's my phone.
It might be that girl. She might be wanting to throw.
You want that
Probably
round
watching
two.
right now, going, "You son of a bitch!" Oh man, that is funny. Okay. While we're taking a break for a second, we got a couple questions.
What we got?
Z-Box asks, "What's our favorite movie?" What's your favorite movie, Jaquan? Or Jacrazy?
My favorite movie, honestly, one of my favorite movies will probably be Saving Private Ryan. I'm sorry, I just love that movie to death. I watch it all the time, and I get emotional.
What are you, like 19?
No, I'm actually 17.
Oh, you're 17?
Yeah.
Youngin.
Wait, hang on. You
I've
said
seen Saving Private Ryan in the theaters.
Hold up. You're 17. You just said one of your friends was married. Was she the same age as you?
Actually, I forgot. Sorry, thanks for reminding me. So the redneck girl that I dated, after this event happened, I was like, "Listen, girl, no more. I'm not doing it anymore." And I just let her go. And then I decided to move to Connecticut, which is where I live right now, from Florida. And as I'm here, I disconnected everything from her. Then I get a message from her saying, "Hey, how's it going? Everything's." And I'm like, I blocked her. I'm like, "Listen, right?" And then I find out, I get a message from her fiance. So I'm thinking it's one of those Facebook relationships and stuff, right? That it's nothing big, nothing huge about it, until I see like a video of the wedding, right? And I see this, she like after the wedding, she takes off like this part, and on her back is his name. I'm talking about like it takes up like all of her back with his name on it.
Was this guy at least white?
Yeah, oh god, he was the whitest, hickest person. No, I mean, he was that, and then...
So Daddy found her a wife.
Yeah, but...
So she's like 17 and married?
Yeah, she's 17 and married, and like, she also, by the way, that one time we had sex, I put a condom on, this girl tried to call me and was like, oh, I have your baby. There's a I was like, nuh-uh,
No. It sounds to me like this bitch was chasing marriage. I'm like, did you really wear a condom?
Oh yeah,
sex with her? That's what the chicks like that do. They chase the marriage.
Yes, exactly. I was like, no, thank you, not having that. So that crazy woman.
I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, you want a bitch that says no to marriage, at least for the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're not in a rush to get married.
Yeah, Matt, what's your favorite film then?
I mean, my favorite film is probably gonna be Major League. I'm a real baseball fan, and that one really made me laugh. So
I can't tell by your room. I can't tell.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think you're a baseball fan at all.
No, thank you. Football is that you?
baseball.
All right, Jordy, what you got? Favorite film?
Alien.
And don't say Frost either, all right? That was a B movie that we watched one night in the middle of the night.
That was Frost.
Garbage.
Frost. You know, the Kevin Smith vampire hunter.
Yeah, the Kevin Smith Vampire Hunter.
But my favorite movie is Alien.
Good call. Right there. Good call.
It's not a bad film. My favorite.
If you need to know why Alien is my favorite film, you need to watch the motherfucker.
Exactly.
My favorite film's got to be The Inside Man. And if
What is that one about?
Is that a British movie?
No, it's an American one. It's got Denzel Washington and a few other people. But basically, these people walk into a bank, it's a bank robbery. They take a load of people hostage. They do the bank robbery, and they get away with it scot-free. But that's all I can tell you, because if I told you any more, it'd ruin the plot of the film. But it's really, really good. It's my favorite film I've ever seen.
It's called The Inside Man?
Yeah, The Inside Man, yeah.
Okay.
Denzel Washington.
See, I'm gonna go with two. One for sci-fi and one for non-sci-fi. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 for my non-sci-fi, because I remember watching that shit like every day, every 2 hours, forever when I was a kid. And then Aliens, because it was just more action-packed and not as scary as the original one. But they were both excellent movies.
Sounds good. Geordie, I've got something, a topic for you that could change your life. It is called, I'm going to mispronounce this, but it's called black sapote. It's a fruit that tastes like chocolate pudding.
Let me ask you a question. Did a guy send you this that had like maybe a beard in his picture?
No, I saw on Reddit.
Okay.
It's a chocolate pudding tasting fruit that's low on fat and has 4 times more vitamin C than an orange.
How's this going to change my life?
Because you could eat healthy food whilst it tastes like chocolate, so it would curb your cravings for sweet healthy food. But
people are under this idea that you when you're fat you go by taste. You don't go by taste when you're fat. Obviously, stuff that tastes good you want to eat over stuff that tastes bad. But when you're fat, what you go for is a feeling of fullness.
Okay.
There's a feeling after you eat a certain type of carbohydrates that gives you like, oh, ecstasy. This is good. It's almost as good as sex.
But if I offered you a fruit that tasted like chocolate with 4 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange, you would still want that and eat that.
He would not suffer from scurvies. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't suffer. Yeah, that's exactly. I wouldn't be having orange skin or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's a good tasting fruit. Yeah. I mean, the fact that it tastes good might mean I might eat more than I would eat oranges.
Yeah, I could see that. But I definitely want that in my life. I
mean,
don't always get them, but...
The idea is just to control your hunger. Like me, my problem is portions more so than what I eat.
Okay.
I overeat the portions. So like it's like if I go make a sandwich, I make like 2 sandwiches. So now I'll make like half a sandwich and then like take some vegetables and fill up where the other half of the sandwich would go. And you know, even though it doesn't satisfy me, you never get that satisfaction feeling that you get with like eating a pizza or like a Coke or like a Big Mac. That big, full, satisfying feeling. It gets you to the point where your stomach is not hungry, and
Yeah.
you can go another 5 or 6 hours, then you got to eat something again. Just constantly just put something in your mouth when you get that feeling.
Okay.
Like, I'm at the point now I get the hunger feeling. I've never had the hunger feeling for like years. Because I'd always eat before I was hungry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, here we go. Let's do a couple more questions. Here's a good one for me and Jordy. What's the worst film you ever watched? I'm gonna go with what is it? Tales of a Vampire.
Tales of the Vampire, yeah, that's still right there with me. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
We what was it? 45 minutes of our lives felt
Dude,
like 6.5 hours, maybe.
Well, let me tell you a secret. Me and Kelly going to high school, we didn't have a whole lot of money. We were not the rich kids in high school. If we had a $20 bill between us, we were having a good time.
Hell yeah.
So we would get something to eat, and we would rent movies, and we'd rent the old VHS movies because you can get 5 of them, and we'd go binge watch and stuff like that. And so we decided to have a vampire night.
Oh God.
So we rented 5 old VHS tapes of vampires, and one of the first ones we got had Julian Sands on the box. And I don't know if you guys know who Julian Sands is, but me and Kelly like him from a movie series called Warlock.
Yes, and in most of his movies and most of the stuff he does is good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
He's a nice English trained actor. He's a stage actor. He's usually very good in everything he does. Usually, if Julian Sands is on the box, get you a good motherfucking movie.
Yes, you got a good time. You're going to be entertained.
Yeah, so like Julian Sands plus vampires, this has got to be a win. 45 minutes into this film, I could feel my face becoming numb.
Jordy's like, maybe we should put something else in. And here I'm the perpetual fucking optimist. I'm like, nah, man, it's got to get better. We're already an hour and a half in. It's got to get better. No.
Like we were like 15, 16 at the time. Like, this movie is stopping time.
Yes, this thing was like the world went.
It was just so dull. Like, what was that movie about? Julian Sands was a vampire, but he didn't want to be a vampire, so he fed on homeless people.
And there was a girl involved and a diary.
And there was a girl, and she looked like a princess. She was like the reincarnation of a princess, of a older vampire. And then there was this old vampire slayer that comes in towards the middle of the film, that kind of hints on at Julian Sands in his bum activities. It's dull as fucking shit. It moves at the pace of a snail.
I've got a pretty bad film that I watched. I can't remember the exact wording of the title. I think it was called something like The Dark Side of the Moon or Nazis on the Dark Side of the Moon or something. It was a film based around the fact that there was Nazis had flown out in World War II to the dark side of the moon, and they were still alive, and they were still building up supplies and stuff, and they were just hiding on the dark side of the moon because nobody can see it from Earth.
That actually sounds pretty interesting.
It was fucking terrible.
It was not interesting at all. They capture meteors and bring it in and stuff.
It was a really, really, really bad film.
God, what's the name of that one?
I think it's called The Dark Side of the Moon or the Nazis on the Dark Side of the Moon.
It's called Iron Sky.
That's it. How did I get that wrong?
Oh, shit.
That was a terrible film. I don't know why I watched that.
Matt, what do you got? Worst movie ever?
I mean, do you remember in the early mid 2000s when they had all those spoofs Date Movie and Epic Movie?
Oh,
we were in high school at that point, so yeah, we remember it vividly.
High school or out of high school, so we have a general idea of what you're talking about. Go ahead.
I remember all these girls want to go watch it. I'm like, that looks like crap. I saw the trailers. I already know what the movie's about. Screw that.
Oh, you talking about the date movies Teen or what are you talking about? New Guy?
No, I had the dude from Napoleon Dynamite. What's his name? John Heder, I think.
Yeah.
It was her and the other girl from the Scary Movie.
I don't know.
That was a terrible film series, the Scary Movie ones.
Oh, a date movie, another scary movie, stuff like that.
Movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they still have those. He goes by the name of Nicholas Sparks.
Oh,
Harsh.
God.
Harsh.
Oh, I popped John Hetter's name into the Google and I hit his IMDb, and the fourth thing down says John Heder actually has the gamer tag Napoleon Dynamite on Xbox Live.
Napoleon
Epic.
Dynamite is a goddamn good film. I like that.
That
film.
is
Yes,
a-
it is.
it
Yes.
is
I
a
really
cool
like
line.
that
It's awesome.
film.
That would be so cool to be like Napoleon Dynamite and to actually sit there and doing the voice.
Yeah, that is a.
God.
Oh, I have
I
a vote for Pedro T-shirt. Do you want to see it?
Yes, get the vote for
Alright, 1
Pedro.
second.
Why are you doing that? Crazy, what you got, man? Crazy, what you got? I'm not even gonna mess with it anymore. I'm just gonna call you crazy. All right.
Crazy. Alright, fine. Honestly, this movie is pretty recent. That's Sharknado. Now, wait. I know what you guys are saying. When I first heard about Sharknado, I heard about it from my friends, and they hyped it up like it was such a huge thing. They're like, tornadoes, sharks, sky, this, and I was like, okay, this is amazing, cool. And then I sat down to watch it, and I was like, why are they talking about this? This is terrible. So, but I assume it's famous because it's bad.
Dude,
Alright.
that movie is trash.
Here's the thing with Sharknado. Sharknado is right up mine and Kelly's alley, because you guys you don't grow up in the age of standard cableized TV. Me and Kelly, we grew up on this cable TV genre. Like that's what we had to watch.
Yes.
And there was a network called the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, now it's Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, now it's the Sci-Fi Channel. SYSY, I think, or something like that.
Can you guys see my T-shirt? Hang on, if I.
Yeah, vote for Pedro.
Whoa,
Vote for Pedro.
Well,
that's pretty cool.
the story
Cool.
behind this is I did some work experience for a T-shirt company where they made T-shirts for people for schools or for companies like workwear. So I did work experience for them for a week, and in the end of it, they're like, "Oh, you can design anything you like for yourself." And at the time, me and my friends were really into Napoleon Dynamite. We'd just seen it, and we thought it was really funny. So I asked if they could make me 6 Napoleon Dynamite T-shirts. So we found the exact T-shirt with the blue ribbing on it. We found the same font and basically scaled it from using pictures from the film to be the.
Are
exact
you
right
learning
size.
cage fighting? Are you
Me?
gonna become a cage fighter?
No,
I'm just
why?
kidding.
Would you like to get a roundhouse kick to the face when we wear a pair of these bad boys?
That's right.
No, the hell you wouldn't. I don't go home to Starla every night because I'm a wuss.
Wow.
Oh, that film is
Rico,
brilliant.
having these cans right here.
Yeah, feeding the llama the porridge.
Tina, here's your dinner.
Yeah, Tina,
Go.
eat the food. That's a brilliant film.
Although the breakdancing at the end was epic.
Oh, that's one of them YouTube viral clips, isn't it? Like that on its own has got a lot of views. I think that the final dance there.
Yes.
It's,
It will forever be epic. We'll always remember him in moon boots and breaking dancing to that song.
That was a good film. They had an animated series from that as well. I can't remember who did it. I think it might have been Fox or someone. They had an
That's
animated
painful that
series.
there is an animated Napoleon Dynamite.
Like it was like a cartoon.
Animate
thing,
everything
like
these days.
A children's, I think, maybe not a children's, but like a more cartoon version of the TV show, like going on different people's adventures and stuff like that.
Part of me wants them to sequel that film, but part of me knows they're too old at this point.
Yeah, they couldn't be.
Yeah, like Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a problem.
Oh my God! Stop doing that.
You know what? I'm a big Jim Carrey fan. Not even, but I feel like Jim Carrey should get away from the comedy roles.
Exactly.
He was funny and like Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber. Like it was great movies, and he's a great comedian. But I like him in a more serious role. Like Sylvester Stallone was recently talking about redoing the movie Death Wish. It's Charles Bronson, and like Jim Carrey would be my pick for Paul Kersey.
I've never seen Death Wish. I would.
You never said. Oh,
I was watching
you're
that.
17.
Yeah.
That
I've
would be interesting.
never seen Death Wish either.
That would be interesting. I agree with you there. I don't know. That would be something to watch at least. If they remake the first one, and have him do it, but otherwise don't do the sequels. All Death Wish 1 through 55 or whatever they're at now.
6.
Okay. Yeah.
Are they
You know what I
making?
mean.
Are they
Yeah,
making
1 through
any?
55.
Are they making any more Final Destination films? Because I actually enjoyed them. I remember one. I didn't watch them when I was younger, like when they first came out. But like a few years ago, I watched one. Is it 1 through 5 now? I watched them all in like over 2 days. I just binge watched them, and I really enjoyed them. I thought they were maybe not the best films in like plot wise, but they were good entertainment.
Wait, I don't think they will, because wasn't the last one called The Final Destination?
Yeah, the
Like-
last one was the final movie, as far as from what I understand.
Yeah, then there's no more then.
Those movies end exactly the same way.
Oh yeah, that's
Everybody died.
yeah.
Everybody
Everybody
dies.
like it's a bit more a bit deeper than that. Like most people die, then some of them like survive, and then they die like right
So
at the
here's
end.
the thing: the Final Destination wasn't the last movie in the series because Final Destination 5 came out 2 years later.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Wait,
I'm looking
wasn't-
at the timeline right here.
Oh, I
Final-
thought
Final
Final
Destination
Final
came out in
Destination.
2009, and that was a 3D movie. Final Destination 5 came out in 2011.
Wasn't the last one they just made like a prequel? Because at the end,
I don't know. All it says is survivors of a suspension bridge collapse learn there's no way you can cheat death.
yeah, I think that's a prequel. Yeah, because at the end,
How's
At
that a
the end-
prequel?
oh, because at the end of the movie, what happens is that so there's a guy, the guy who sees everything before it happens.
Yeah.
He's getting on the plane.
He's getting on the plane, and then some guy gets up and he's like, "Oh no, we can't be on the plane. The plane's gonna crash." And then he's like, and then all of a sudden the plane just explodes. Like, and then all this stuff happens.
I
guy-
remember seeing that the first time. That was
Yeah.
crazy to see for the first time.
Yeah.
Like when it first came on TV, it's like Final Destination was a movie that broke all the rules when it
Oh,
first
yeah,
came out. Like, oh wow, great movie. And then by the time the third one came out, it was just this again.
It was a repeat. It was like Saw. Saw was great in the first movie. The second movie was okay. The third and the fourth one, if you really got into it, were semi okay. And then the fifth.
How
and
can
then,
you watch films like that? I never
The
watched them
sixth-
just because I thought they were just too horrible.
The reason why I watch some of those Saw movies is only to see if I was in that situation, how would I get out alive? That's like my only that's the only.
You see, you're doing it wrong then, because most of the time these people are dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about the Saw series is the first and the last movie were the best movies in the entire series.
Which one was the
first
last
and the
one?
seventh one?
What was the last one?
Huh?
What was the
The
last
seventh one, I believe it was. Because right at the end, okay, you get the most gore, okay? If you're going to watch the Saw movies, you're watching it for the gore after the first one. You're watching it just to see people die in horrible ways, okay? But the storyline from the first one and the storyline from the last one were amazing, and they connected all seven of the movies together.
I didn't know
There
there
were
was more
7
than
of them.
4.
I thought there were 6.
I didn't even know there were that many.
I think there were seven.
I didn't know any more than 4. So
Let me
Yeah.
just put it in. Saw 7.
I think it was Saw, 7 of them.
Let's see. There's Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Saw 3D.
Saw 3D might be the 7th.
The
one.
final chapter.
What is a good film series that you think would become a good game series, or vice versa? I think BioShock Infinite would be a good film.
Oh my gosh.
I played that game more as a
Yes.
visual experience rather than the combat system wasn't the best, but the storyline was amazing, and I thought that would be
At the
a good
end of
example.
Infinite,
Yeah.
At the end of Infinite, my whole mind was like, whoa, like there's this and there's so many theories, and I literally researched it, what does this mean?
Yeah.
Like, how does this work?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
It's so
It
amazing.
factors in with every of the BioShock and System Shock games.
Yeah.
Wasn't-
I haven't played any of the other ones. I've only played Infinite.
Wasn't BioShock between two different companies? Didn't
No. The same guy did System Shock 1 all the way to BioShock Infinite.
Oh.
What it is at the end of it, every world, like the BioShock 1 and BioShock 2 world, has the same setup as the original of BioShock Infinite. Like Booker and what is her name?
Elizabeth?
Are actually in the BioShock 1 and 2 world somewhere in some shape or form.
Yeah, which
They're
is,
repeating constant throughout each dimensional.
It's the
story.
it's the multiverse theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That's
more
exactly
than one
what it is.
universe. at
That's
any one
what the
time.
lighthouses were, why he saw other Bookers and other Elizabeths wandering around, because it's gateways to different dimensions and different versions of himself and her traveling to those areas doing different things.
I mean, but to be fair, BioShock Infinite was a great story, but it's
Fantastic.
essentially The Sixth Sense.
What's the
So,
Sixth Sense?
Sort of.
Well, no,
Not
the
really,
Sixth
because
Sense-
Booker wasn't dead until the end.
No, it's not like the plot of The Sixth Sense, but the same schematic of it. Like the Sixth Sense is, for those spoilers, it's a Bruce Willis movie. It's actually a
The
Shyamalan
whole
movie.
time.
and he's dead the entire movie, but you don't figure it out until the very end of the movie. That I see dead people. That kid's seeing him because he's dead.
There's another good film that does that kind of thing, Shutter Island. Like he doesn't come out dead at the end of that film, but the twist plot, the plot twist in that is, I think, a good example of what you can do.
And like BioShock Infinite does the same thing in that regard. Like, he's like, he doesn't row. What do you mean? He doesn't row. Like, in no world does he ever row that damn boat at the beginning.
Oh.
So, and they're talking about that.
Yeah.
So you go back through the game.
Them two characters were very, very cleverly implemented into that. Like
they're what is it? Those two, and there's one other person that is a constant throughout all the dimensions, and they don't ever change.
Yeah.
But you're right. I didn't even think about that. He doesn't row, but I don't think he's dead until the end of the game itself.
Well, he
God.
He kind of dies, kind of doesn't. He kills off the Comstock persona of himself.
Yeah.
Speaking of BioShock, Burial at Sea. You guys playing that?
I haven't played it.
It's an episode. It's the DLC for BioShock Infinite.
I need to go back to Rapture.
I saw Lefty play it, and that ending kind of threw me off, and I can't wait for episode 2.
Yeah, I have everything I have on PC for it, so I'm going to be playing it here soon.
I might get the DLC just to continue the story. Does it continue the story, or does it go back to? Because I know it goes back to Rapture, but is it?
No, it takes place before Rapture goes to hell.
Oh, okay.
It's told like you're gonna have to play it to figure it. It's really hard.
Does it have like a good storyline like BioShock Infinite so far?
Yes.
All right, okay, then I'll definitely get it then because I really like that. So.
I mean, but I don't know if anybody else will put it out. Songbird essentially is a big daddy. That's what Songbird is.
That's what he was.
I kind of felt bad for Songbird at the end. I was like, oh.
Songbird's whole purpose in that story was to be a reference to the other BioShocks.
Yep. All right. What is the worst game you have ever played gameplay-wise? I'm going to go with Rogue Warrior. That was a horrible game.
No, Rogue Warrior was a great game.
That was trash gameplay. That was.
I like the fact that you could sneak while running full speed.
That was trash.
I like that when you can reload.
You did stick around for Dick Marcinko's rap at the end of the game?
No, I didn't. Thank God.
Mickey Rourke, who voices Dick Marcinko in the Rogue Warrior, he busts out a rap at the end of the game over the credits.
That's painful.
What about a Ghost Recon game? I think that's one of the first games I had on the Xbox 360. I can't remember which one, but one of the Ghost Recon Modern something. I'm not sure, but that wasn't a very good game. I think it came.
Aliens, Colonial Marines. No.
I played a lot of motherfucking games, guys.
Yeah, to be honest, as a gamer, I haven't really played loads of games. I was into Call of Duty a lot, and then now that I've got a gaming PC, I've been into a lot of different games, but I just don't play them enough to really have a wide variety of games, like campaign games played.
All right, let me ask you this: when you say was the worst gameplay-wise, there's obvious answers that gameplay-wise. You can go back to the Atari 2600 and be like E.T. Like, E.T. on the Atari 2600 was fucking brutally boring and hard. And then you can go to like the NES and be like gameplays like the Silver Surfer and things of that nature. Like, what criteria is it? Like, does it have to be like recent? Does it have to be actually a playable game?
Let's say last gen, which is Xbox and PlayStation 3. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. And then let's go back a little bit to 2 gens before, which would be PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
Worst game I've played.
Damn.
If it's not Rogue Warrior for me, I'm going to go for Velvet Assassin, which just, all in all, that game was glitchy as crap.
Yeah, like Velvet Assassin is where I was heading at. Like, I was thinking that Velvet Assassin, no, I know which one it is.
All right.
God.
Matt's got his, so while you look, Jordy.
I actually own the game, too.
Okay, what do you got, Matt?
Man, I just went in my bookcase. I forgot I had this game. Freaking Too Extreme for PlayStation 1.
I remember that game. I've got that game somewhere as well.
Like they try to implement like snowboarding and freaking inline skating. Like I played this against my sister when I was like 10. It's a piece of trash.
All right, what you got, Jordy?
Oh my God, I want to say it's called Soldiers of Fortune, but it's a World War II game that came out on the Xbox 360. It is the worst fucking game I've ever played.
What about Brink? That's a pretty bad game.
Oh fuck yeah, Brink! I'm changing my answer. Brink. I did a review of Brink.
I remember
the only
that.
thing nice I could say about it was the menus work flawlessly.
I remember people playing that game. Like that was meant to be a big game. I remember playing the demo or the alpha or the beta, whichever one it was, where you could download on the Xbox 360 at the time. And it looked like a really cool concept. And when the game came out, it was actually fucking awful. Like it was a horrible game. There's connection issues. That people weren't killing each other. The hitboxes were everywhere.
So did you see my flawless gameplay?
No, I didn't see that. I probably did actually, but I don't remember it.
My character got shot to death, and then he just came back to life, and I killed the guy. Didn't even count as a death.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a hyped up game. That was a huge mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
What was another game? There's another game like that. It was more of a war type game that came out around the same time. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like
There was a game that the gameplay was just horrible, but the story made it worth suffering through. Darkest of Days.
Darkest
About
of Days.
go back in time and they changed the storyline, the history, and I think it's either Germany or Russia is taken over America, and they went back to like the Civil War and changed history. And now your character is jumping through time, trying to fix the timeline. And it's just the controls, everything for that game was horrible except for the storyline.
I don't know why people you got to know you have bad controls in video games. You got to know it's there.
How do you get past that bit? Because surely when you're testing the game, you realize it's shit. Like you've got to have that.
Thinking about it, like games like Shell Shock 2.
Oh God!
I don't know if you ever played Shell Shock 2. You know,
Don't.
Blood Trails.
Just don't.
I've beaten it. I've beaten it twice. I got a platinum on Xbox. And like, the game's horrible. Like, how you play this game and realize your controls not suck.
Duke Nukem Forever.
That wasn't that bad of a game.
That was a pretty bad game for a game that was hyped for like 14 or 17 years. I can't remember how long.
It didn't live up to the hype, but the fact is, it controlled well. You know, it had Duke Nukem feel to it.
That's the thing. It did live up to the hype. It was a Duke Nukem game. The Duke Nukem games were cheesy and fun to play.
Yeah.
And what was this one? It was cheesy and fun to play.
I think the problem is that we'd advanced so far with what we'd come to expect from video games that when it finally came out, it was like the wrong blast of the past. It wasn't retro because it was brand new. People were expecting this brand new, amazing experience, and what they got was effectively, you know, a retro-styled game. But at the time, people didn't think of it as a retro-styled game because it just come out.
You know, I could also sit there and think, like, I hate the new Final Fantasies. I've hated every one of them past 10.
Wait, even the one you stream right now? That's one?
10.
That's 10,
that's
bro.
10? Oh, okay.
I'm confused with them.
Well,
What is 10-2? Is that just
10-2 is the sequel to 10.
It's
I
a
mean, 10-2
continuation of the
sucks.
story.
They can say 11?
No, it's
No, it's a continuation of a story. Final Fantasy, every one of the games are it's set in a different. Not all of them are set in different worlds. Like Tactics and 12 are both set in Evil East, and like 7 and 10 are supposed set in Spira.
Okay.
Wow.
7? No, 7 is
No. The creator of Final Fantasy has linked 10 and 7.
Really? When did
Yeah.
that happen?
7 actually takes place after 10.
Holy crap! So
That's-
what are we talking? Like a couple hundred years, like hundreds of years afterward?
Hundreds of years. Like the guy in 10-2, Shinra, actually ends up making the Shinra Motor Company.
Holy crap! I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool connection right there.
Yeah. So so 10 and 10-2. 10 is actually a prequel to 7.
That's pretty wild. I mean, there's always connections in the Final Fantasies, like Biggs and Wedge are
Gilgamesh.
always in there.
Gilgamesh is the only character that comes up in different fantasy worlds because he's in the interdimensional warp.
Yep. But nah, everything after 10 was pretty much garbage to me. I mean, I enjoyed playing 10-2 to an extent because I liked the story, but It was like 12. You know what I did with 12? I advanced the storyline long enough to do all the hunts. I did all the hunts, and then I never touched it again. I never beat the game. I don't need.
I have no desire to play it.
Less.
There's no desire there to play it, and like
No.
I don't think I care as much about the thing as much as the gameplay. I want the active time battle where I can wait on my turns and like I can pick my actions, and basically it's a chess match between me and my opponent. I don't want this 13-2 where you got guys flipping around and just killing stuff. I don't know if you ever watched 13-2 gameplay. It makes me look like I'm an old man.
It's pretty though. We'll give them that.
It is pretty, but I don't know. I hated 13. 13. Every random encounter was a boss battle. Every one of them.
I mean, even once you get higher levels, every random encounter you have to strategically plan every freaking attack. And forget about gaining money. Money is like a hot commodity in that one. Usually you could grind for a couple hours and get stuff to, get money and stuff to sell, but damn, grinding in that game is like beating your head against a concrete wall, except for beating your head against a concrete wall, you'll get a better result.
Jordy,
a concussion and some drugs.
What's up?
Could you explain what you were doing on your stream?
This morning?
Yeah, when you were walking into an invisible thing, and then a lightning bolt would strike, and you get knocked back, and you were doing it over and over, and then there was people in the. I was so confused. There was people in the stream counting, and there was people in the stream counting, and every time I put an advert on, they got angry at me. I was really confused. What were you doing?
So many hours of aggravation in that level.
I got that for you, Kelly.
Yes, I know, and that's why I did it for hours before I said.
I was going for Lulu's sigil.
And what is that?
In Final Fantasy X, you have to have three components to make your ultimate weapon. You have to have the weapon itself, a crest, and a sigil. And to get Lulu's sigil, you have to dodge 200 lightning bolts consecutively on the Thunder Plains, which is one of the most retarded things in gaming history.
So that's all you were doing? You have to just do that? How do you know when it's coming, though? Is it the flash before the actual Thunderstrike?
The screen flashes white.
And then you have to move backwards, and it only just knocks you back.
No. You got to press the X button, he'll dodge it.
Oh, okay.
It's hard.
It just looked like everybody was coming into the chat, like who hadn't played the game, for example, like me, and was saying like, what are you doing? Like it looked like you were just walking into an invisible wall, and then a lightning strike, and then every now and again you got into like a battle. And
oh god.
Yeah, and I got really confused when people were counting.
It's harder than it looks. It is.
It really is.
I guess there's a lot of concentration that goes into that.
It demoralizes you too, because you'll get like 60 or 70 in,
and then
you get hit.
Ah, that sucks.
Like I said, the worst one I ever had was 196 in, and bam, got hit with it.
Yeah, I know we spent hours doing it a bunch of times.
And like I realized my reaction skills are not as good as when I was at 15.
Yes.
I've got a question that I think would be a good discussion piece. Is what is one thing you want to see a reality in the next 10 years? What is one thing that is talked about now, or is something that people say, oh, this could be the future? There was
King of Cocks.
That's already happening.
Well, it's not already actually on TV. I mean, if that's
I think he wants the A&E version of King of Cocks, where they come and get scripts and stuff.
Yeah, they just come in and Jordy's sitting there just doing what Jordy does better.
They script those shows.
Yeah, they do.
Like we have scripts. Like if King of Cocks was picked up by A&E, the characters would be the same, but it'd be like Bastard Brooke gets his liver changed.
What? But isn't it like a loose script? Like it
is a loose script with a lot of.
It's more directions than a script. It's like you'll do this, and this, and then they come and do these things.
Well, they also give you the money and the ways stuff. Like we can't afford to get Bastard Brooke healthy.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
So we just buy more sparks. Well, I haven't even got to that part of King of Cocks yet. We're gonna start talking about Brooke and his sparks. I'll probably videotape that tomorrow.
King of Cocks is developing. Like it's becoming a thing now. That's
the problem is it's so hard to subtitle those things. People need
that
subtitles.
is really hard. Yeah. You don't realize
Have you ever
how hard
tried
it is.
Subtitle?
Yeah, what you have to do is say most people know about Sony Vegas, so I'll explain it in that is. Normally, if you were to make, say, just a title over a video or something like that, you would make a new text media or whatever it's called, a text box or whatever it is, type in what you want, and then put it, above the video so it shows on top of the content. But to do subtitling, you have to do that for every single thing that's said. So you have to split up what they're saying into sentences that you can then type out, put at the bottom of the video. So then these little things may only be like 2 seconds long. Excuse my camera. May only be like 2 seconds long, but it actually takes ages because you're consistently like writing out things, making it this really short, and it's so time consuming because effectively what you're doing is writing out what they're saying, but instead of doing it as like a Word document where you can just keep going, you have to keep making new Word files, and
then you have to sync it up right and make sure that it is exactly when and it's just time consuming.
You don't have to sync it up right. What I do is like I'll take a minute out, and then I'll like stretch the clip out, and then I'll go through and look at the audio, and I'll just cut everywhere the audio begins and ends.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And that breaks into second, and then this squadron out, and then I'll go through, and I'll just put one of the things for each one of those, and then whatever they say, I'll put that on screen during that little section.
Yeah, but it's
it takes a long fucking time.
Yeah, it's for like every minute of footage, you might have to take you 5 to 10 minutes to subtitle it. It's not a fun job. I feel sorry for the people who have to do it for live TV as well. Because there's someone there who is not necessarily
doing that on the fly with like a 5 minute.
Yeah, they've got shortcuts for words, but that is still a hard job, especially when you're doing maybe like a speech or something like that, or something that's more unpredictable like commentary.
Just imagine the guy can't really fucking talk, and you gotta just really decipher it.
Yeah,
it's live television. Like
you gotta really.
We got the big gators, and we went up there with them lilies.
I would just put like random keywords. Just he's saying like inaudible
speech.
Exactly.
I'd do what was it the impersonator, the guy who did the hand movements for deaf people. I can't remember what is the phrase the people who do that.
Sign language.
Yeah, that's the sign language. He was doing sign language for, was it Robert Mugabe's funeral? That was something really bad if he's not dead.
I don't remember it.
Nelson Mandela, that's the one. Not Robert Mugabe, he's not dead. But he was just making it up. He was just standing there doing all these hand movements. And, turns out he wasn't doing anything.
He had no idea what he was doing. But he looked professional though. He was like, I know what I'm doing. But
yeah. He looked pro, but
we're gonna throw out a couple more questions here.
Kelly, do you want me to tell that story?
Oh yeah, dude, I completely forgot about that story. You threw that first story up front, and we're gonna throw out this next story. Go ahead, do it to it, man.
Okay, so pretty much this is my encounter with a quote unquote KKK member, lefties people, and usually what happened to me was it was my first day of school, my first day in Florida, and I was in an honors history class. And I was the only one of this skin color in that class. But I thought, maybe, there's like one other Asian person, but I'm not Asian. But I was like, hey, what's good? So we're the only people there. And we were doing our work, and someone threw like a piece of paper at me, hit me in the back of the head. And I picked it up, and I opened it, right? And I looked back to see you do it. And this is like literal like skinhead-looking dude that I didn't want to make eye contact with. Like he scared me. And on the piece of paper, it said, nigger, get out of this classroom. I'm the KKK. You're going to be the first nigger I lynch. And I was like,
Jesus.
Oh, and then I was like, ma'am, I asked the teacher, I was like, can I be excused? And she's like, oh, yeah, fine. What is it? I'm like, I just need to go. So now I went, and honestly, originally I was like, you know what, don't snitch. I'm going to get my ass stomped in. I'm going to die. But then I was like, whatever, I could probably take him maybe, unless he doesn't have friends. And then what happened was I went to the principal, who also is black, and I presented him the letter. I was like, hey, there's this problem I'm having in this class. Could you just move me? Just like switch classes. It's the first day of school. You would think that he would be okay with it. But he was like, nah, I can't do that. I'll just give him a detention. Right? So I was like, okay, detention. Fine, whatever. I'll just avoid him. Everything will be fine. Right? And then one day, in our school, there was a class. If you didn't have classes, you got to run passes around the school. So one day, I had to run a pass down to detention, and I got to see what the detention room actually looked like. And in the detention room, you are sitting, you're looking at a wall, but on that wall is a mirror. And then usually the teacher who is in there is our gym teacher, and he usually watches like game highlights on a TV that's like right next to him. But he doesn't face it away from the mirror, so you're just in detention, just watching the game the whole time, just whatever. So it's not really detention. So I went to my mother about this, and we went, we tried to like make it a huge thing, and then we went all the way to like the superintendent, and the superintendent was like, listen, he has problems. You shouldn't make a big deal about it. All this stuff, and let him do. And then, believe it or not, like a month after that, he came to my house and apologized. So,
Damn.
Nice.
That
and
works out well.
yeah,
in the end.
it did.
See, I had a similar problem with a bully in school, but I didn't get my vindication until like about almost 9 years later. There's this kid I was in a shop class with, and he's just an asshole to me for no reason. I mean, we could have been great friends. We had a lot of things in common. He was just a complete asshole to me. So almost about 8-9 years later, I meet his dad at my job, and I'm like, I know who you are. I went to school with your son. He was an asshole to me. You know what his dad said? He's like, that's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about my son's behavior during high school. I'm like, yes!
Win.
A win for the
Wow.
abused in high school.
Just note that
win.
down. Another one ticked off the list.
That's right.
Oh,
He gets to be crossed off of the hit list.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, I got me a good story.
all right.
Alright, so basically this is going into senior year. We have a trip, our first tournament down in California. And during this time, a couple of guys on my team, they want the same girl. And they're really hating on each other, doing pranks in the locker room and stuff. So we go in the hotel down in California. And one of the guys I'm room with, he's like, man, I'm gonna do something to this guy. I'm really mad at him. So he goes to the sink, grabs his toothbrush, and wipes his ass with it. Like, he goes deep.
Oh,
He goes
Jesus.
He puts it back, and that was the first time that night. I meet the other guy who was pissed off at him. He's like, man, I gotta do something. I'm really mad at him too. He gets his bag, all of his game clothes and stuff, pisses all over it. No, this is getting better. That night, they find out that they do this to each other, and then one of them jizzes all over the window. Like, you don't know how much white stuff was on the window. I was like, is
he
this
was
for
holding
real?
it back for a while.
I wasn't there, but like I went into the room like, oh my god. And then after that, I found out he used a toothbrush before like finding out that he wiped his ass with it.
Wait, could you smell it? I mean, if
He didn't like know. Oh, I'm gonna smell this for ass. No, he's just
I
brushing.
know, but like when you put it up to your face, I would be like, oh, this smells like shit. Like,
I don't know. I saw him brushing his teeth. I was laughing so hard.
Maybe you liked it.
It was awesome. It was so funny.
Damn. All right, we're gonna go for this question right here. I actually want us to all answer. Obviously, Matt doesn't have a YouTube channel, so this one I want you to answer it anyways. But what are your aspirations outside of YouTube? We're gonna go with Crazy over there first.
My aspiration is to get paid to do something I love. That's probably one of my main objectives, which actually, like, pretty much my career right now involves YouTube, and I'm gonna be going to college for like film and video and stuff like that. So it kind of revolves around it in a way. So that's
my story is exactly the same actually. I want to go to film school, and I guess doing what I love, stuff like YouTube and social media, content creation, video making, filmmaking, whatever it is.
yes.
Anything in that field is basically where I'm heading. So.
Patrick and Crazy, man, you actually both good luck with it. Matt, go ahead.
So basically, I want to graduate college in 4 years, and I want to go into cybersecurity.
Oh.
Hell
You
yeah.
should work for Woody.
I don't know. Woody's kind of big time for me right now.
You guys got like dreams and goals and shit.
I know, man.
Yes,
They're making us look bad.
That's because we're still.
My shit looks bad. I mean,
Yeah, we're
like,
still young. We're
Yeah,
still
what
young.
do you want to
We're still
do?
young.
What's your aspiration to do, Jordy? I would like to do nothing at all
See,
and get away with it.
there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that.
Yeah.
There's no
I'd like.
shame in
Well, yeah. Given anything, like without being less realistic, I'd like to do the least amount of possible for the most amount of money.
Yes.
If that was on a
I don't even want to make money. I don't even want to do that. I just want to have money. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know where it comes from.
So,
But if I
Jordy,
want
you want
something-
to be a professional lottery winner or a professional whatever you call it in America.
That means I had to play the lottery. I don't even want to do that.
No, the government
Anxiety there.
gives Jordy money. Just there you
Yeah.
go. There's money. Just
Yeah.
for being you. There's money.
like you said on
I'm
PK,
gonna
you want to be a money
Paris
tester.
Hilton. Paris Hilton.
Oh, I hate that.
No, you want to be Kim. You want to be Kim Kardashian.
Oh no, then he has sit on
Kim
some black.
Kardashian didn't really. Her father had money, but she didn't have Paris Hilton money, so she had to kind of make her own money.
But you're getting
father's
fucked
just
by
a
two
lawyer.
big black guys. I
Have you
mean,
seen her
you
that
don't want
video
that.
she did with Kanye though? That's bad.
I mean, no, Paris Hilton's got it better. Did you see her sex tape? She doesn't even suck dick well.
Yeah.
So she can't get asked to suck dick that damn often.
Damn. Okay, honestly, I want to find a nice quiet job where they put me in a corner office somewhere where they leave me alone until something breaks and take care of my family for the rest of my life. That's the plan. That's the plan.
Pretty noble.
I want to go to America. I really want to
I
go to
want to go to
America.
the UK.
I want to come to England. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's face it. America's
desire to get beat up by a cop.
The UK is so bad compared to America.
Come over to America, man. We'll go ahead and find a cop to beat you up, so that way you get the full American experience.
Well, hang on. Whoa.
Taxes.
No, but I
They'll
can.
steal all your money, you know.
I'll be able to
Yeah.
run away from them. I'm a fast runner.
You're a fast runner.
They'll taser your ass.
I can run 100
agree.
meters. I can run 100 meters in 12 seconds.
Yeah, but can you outrun a bullet?
True.
No. Haven't
Might
done
be able
that
to
one yet.
outrun me, but I got 6 friends that run 10 times faster than you. All
Six,
right.
They got 15.
Yeah, that's true. They do have 15, don't they?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and call it a wrap here.
All right,
All right.
Sunday, guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you guys can check it out live on
It was
my
fun.
channel Sunday, roughly anywhere from about noon to whenever we decide to get on, because it's not actually like steady. I like to say noon, but there's some days where I show up at like 5 o'clock going, "You guys ready?"
It usually depends on, like, I have a fucked up sleep schedule, so we try to aim for I try to aim for 1:30. That's where I try to aim for, but like it fluctuates.
Yeah, Jordy
Yeah.
likes to get that sleep time between going to bed at 8:30 in the morning and.
Now I went to bed at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I didn't get to
Hey,
sleep
messes
till
them up.
11:30, and then I got back up at I got up at 1:30. Said I need a little bit more sleep.
Yeah, it was
I-
crazy. I woke up this morning. It was like 11:30, 12:30 in the UK. I can't remember exactly when I got up. Turn on my computer. Actually, no. I checked my emails on my phone, and it was like, Jordy's streaming. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's really
I got
early in the
a
morning
notification.
for you. What are you doing? I just assumed this email was from like last night, and then I went on my computer, and you're just sitting there streaming. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like half
He's
12 for me.
dedicated.
It's like 9:30 for you. I was like, what are you doing?
This is Patrick this morning. Ready? Whoop! Time check my emails.
He's a businessman. He had to make sure everything was working smoothly.
No, it's a little less than that. It's more my phone charges with me in my bed. Sounds weirder than
Oh.
it is. I mean, I just
Oh.
watch videos and stuff before I get to bed, and then it charges.
Then let me do it right. Hold on. Let me do this
I
right.
was
then.
effectively sleeping on top of my phone.
There we go. Got the charger cable
There we
going
go.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wake up. I open the case on my phone. Where is my phone? Here it is. So I wake up, and then I open the case on my phone, unlock it, and
Oh, look how fancy his case is.
That's
Oh,
right, yeah.
shit, he's pulling it out.
Exactly, right?
it's got.
He's
Wait,
British, so he
let
thinks
me-
he's better than us, so he has to have
Wait.
a better case.
I am better
Yes.
than you.
That
What?
wallet case, though.
So I open the case. There you go. You can't see my credit card numbers, luckily. Don't even have a credit card.
All right,
but-
anybody got that last 4 down? We're good.
But yeah, so I open it up, look at my notifications, and see
Do
that I
you
got
really
them.
not carry a wallet?
No, this is all I carry. My wallet is this bit here. I wouldn't take it
I
out.
mean, I've been saying that dude, get you a wallet. No, I'm gonna give you some
I've
real
got
life advice
I've got
here.
a wallet.
Bam.
Get
There's my wallet.
yourself a
I
wallet.
have two wallets right here.
Everyone's pulling
Two
out
wallets.
wallets.
Let me tell you why you should carry a wallet and not that.
Why?
Because
Display your
cell
phone
phones
and
are one of the most things that are picked up and stolen or left somewhere.
But I
That's
don't leave
right.
my phone anywhere.
You don't leave it now, but I'm just saying, like, phones fall out of pockets, things like that. Get you a wallet.
But I can get a new debit card. If I lose my wallet, I lose all my cards. I only just take
See.
the cards I need.
See, Patrick's one of those guys that never removes his phone from his hand. He's probably been sitting here the whole podcast with his hand, his
Yeah,
phone.
just have it up here near his dick. Be like,
Well, yeah, just in case it vibrates. I mean, you gotta have some fun.
He's like,
No.
oh, text me again, baby. Yeah.
No, I don't have my phone on me that often, but I like to have a good phone that can keep me up to date with everything I'm doing.
I don't even know where my phone is half the time.
I normally know where my phone is, otherwise I get.
You can ask Kelly about reaching me.
Oh fuck! This chump right here, man. When I try to get in touch with him, see, I messaged him on Skype, right? and then I
No,
message
that doesn't
him on the
work.
phone.
You can't message
And
Jordy on
hold
Skype.
on. There's a reason I do this. Because inevitably, he's going to check his phone at some point in time, see if there's a message, or look at his Skype and go, "What the hell is this?" Or I just leave a long voicemail that he never checks, and eventually he'll get back to me.
Yeah.
Leave the voicemail is 100% effort if you're wishing, because I'm never checking my voicemail.
No, he won't. It's
I don't.
yeah.
I've got like 86 messages on it. I'm not going through those.
Normally.
Could you imagine like half of them are like, "Oh my God, the house is burning, Jordy! Please answer the phone, no!"
He's
Man,
still.
I guess, you know what it'd be like? I'd be like, well, that's message number 54. You see, he might have got out alive.
No, the way I message Jordy normally is I message him once. If he doesn't reply, message him again. If he doesn't reply, then I just send an ultimatum like, if you don't reply, I'm just going to do this anyway, and then it's all good. Normally it works out well. Hasn't gone badly yet.
Yeah, I'm the hardest person in the world to communicate with. Even if you live in my house, you might not be able to communicate with me.
He really is. I mean, there are some nights we came home and we walk in and we're like, "Hey," and he's like, "Not right now. I just read comments." We walk back, give him about 10 minutes. I'm like, "You all right?" "Yeah, I'm good."
The comments get you down.
They do.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
why,
get any comments, so
that's why
I don't know.
Right, you give him some. Everybody who's watching this video, go comment on him. Your channel name is in the sidebar of this video, so
Yes.
go get some
Make
comments.
sure it's the most hate-filled comments you think. Please.
Make sure they're the worst
Please.
comments ever,
Call
so he has
me
to
all
moderate
the
them.
most racist things in the world. I loved it. I just want to feel how hate feels like, because I don't know.
Don't give him the shitty comments either. Don't give him the comments that don't half out like, "Oh, you suck and your videos suck."
Give me
Give him the
paragraph.
real shit. Give him
paragraph.
that good shit. Be like, "Dude, your videos are trash. You're going nowhere. You're wasting your time. Why are you spending the money every week to put these videos out? The only thing your videos are good for is breaking up the timeline of PewDiePie videos in my feed."
Yeah.
Talking about YouTube again, there's one final topic I want to discuss a bit. Is the future of YouTube in regards to people who create content as a job, as like a living, like Jordy does.
People are moving to Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't see many people.
not
on
only
YouTube.
that, but there's a good idea that I've seen and I've now I guess become a part of. You could say it's a website, and there's more than one other website like this, but this one's called Patreon.com. The idea is that because the fact that YouTube videos nowadays aren't worth as much as they used to be because there's more videos, people also aren't paying as much for the advertising. So it's like,
not even that. It's the fact that Google steals all the ad money for mobile.
that's also an issue that Google takes a lot of the money for themselves. But anyway, the idea is what you can do is you set up a page, or you set up. It's like a donation thing, but it's not a donation. It's a way that you help the person that you're watching, your content creator that you like, to just make better content. So for example, you can either have it set for like every video they upload, you give them like $1, or like monthly, you give them like $1.
Patron.
Yeah,
Patron
Patreon.
support
Yeah.
creator you love.
Yeah.
I was thinking about looking into that because
It's a really good idea. On my channel I talk to YouTubers. My channel's how I became, and I talk to YouTubers about how they started, why they started, and stuff like that. And I talked to Chris Perillo, who is a big fan of Patreon.com. We actually ended up talking over an hour, I think, about just the future of YouTube. And it was really interesting to see how he does it. Like I think he has over 550 patrons now, and he gets a sizable amount of income from that. Like there's, it's enough money.
Yeah, that's like GoPro. That's like Indiegogo money, though. Like you can't spend that on anything but the Indiegogo thing, or you're liable for fraud.
No, it doesn't work like that.
This is like giving a tip.
Yeah, it's
This is like if you see a musician on the side of the road, you throw a $5 down. It's like that.
Yeah, but see, that's essentially it's Twitch. That's what most people use Twitch as.
But make sure if you donate, you're over 18. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure.
But it's a really clever idea because
I'm friends with Woody now. We can deal with some under 18 donators. I got a lawyer. I got my guy.
And that's a scary conversation that we're not going to go into.
No.
But yeah, I think websites like Patreon.com, or I can't remember what the other one's called, but there's definitely at least another site that does basically the same thing. I think they may be the future for content creators to afford to make these videos everybody enjoys, but also do it as a living and do it as a full-time job.
Uh-oh. I see a little
Yeah, I'm getting
hand.
the death stare here. So
But she's not even looking at you anymore. She's like bending over a table, looking at her phone.
no, she's staring at the back of my head. There's a
Oh,
Oh God.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and call it quits here, guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching.
Again,
Thanks for joining us, Crazy and Matt.
see,
So,
see what people don't know is Kelly has to go dig a ditch now.
yeah.
Yeah, he's about to die. We're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you.
I got yes today.
Yes, my daughter got a DS today, as we promised her a while back. No, go, get scram, child, scram. Go find something. Go find some gasoline and matches.
Go play with him in the road.
That's right. I know, right? So listen, thank you guys for coming out and watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, yada yada. You guys know the bullshit with the YouTube stuff. And if you guys pose any questions in the description, or not the description, in the comment section, we'll try to answer them as we can.
Make sure I watch on a monetizable platform like the computer.
Yeah, no mobile.
Yeah, that too.
no
Monetizable
mobile views.
platform.
Get a computer.
I want to look at the analytics of this video and see 99.9%
Click-through
views
rates.
that yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, like you don't do YouTube videos for money anymore.
This is why you need to
If
think
you would
about
like to be a part of Sub Sunday, you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can send Kelly in the email below in the videos. And as always, we're out of this joint.
That's right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
And